Welcome to Funtown Splashtown USA here in Saco, Maine. And there's only one reason why I'm here, and that's the coaster behind me, Excalibur. Their wood CCI coaster that is really just like the main reason to come to this park for any thrill seeker, without question. They do have a drop tower behind me, among other attractions. I'm only here for a little bit over an hour to take advantage of their later sort of after 3 p.m. deal. I really look forward to getting on Excalibur. It is a ride that I've admired for some time, and I don't see it really talked about in many vlogs or many coaster enthusiasts because it is difficult to get out here. I'm gonna deglaze, get inside the park, and give you my review. Excalibur here at Funtown Splashtown USA. Welcome to Maine, my first time ever in this state. And it was the first time I was in New Hampshire as well, so we're definitely getting a couple of bucket list states out of the way, and I've liked it so far. We're on our way organically. It's not a huge park, and I've already looked at it on Google Maps, so I generally know where I'm headed. As per the advice of my run-in earlier, the ghost train might be a little bit busy. There are only 2 credits here at Funtown. One directly ahead of me, so I might as well get it done now. The Wild Mouse. We all know what to expect from these.
Welcome to the Wild Mouse. Please leave all this.
Mouse all done. It is Operation Grumpy Ops, which means you've got these smaller parks, you generally get once in a while an older ride-op that's just not having it, and then a younger ride-op that's like, what's the problem? Because they were trying to get me on a train earlier, and then it was like, yeah, none of that. So, but it was kind of funny. It's like almost half carnival-esque atmosphere, I'll say that much. It reminds me of Waldemere a lot as far as like its sight lines. But that's saying that with only having been in this section so far. But it's not too big, so let's get over to the other side and get on Excalibur. This is a very pretty park. It's compact, but very pretty. This is a bit of a maze getting through this park. It's just like boardwalks all over the place and kind of like zigzags throughout. I'm just gonna carry on and discover it for what it is. We got a cool zone. I wanted to go on that log flume, but it's got no weight, so I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna check out to see what the situation with the Excalibur is first before I do so. We have arrived, the moment we've been waiting for, Excalibur. This is beautifully laid out. Hopefully the coaster lives up to the decor.
It's in the Ziploc bag. Here, I'll get it out right now.
rides on Excalibur here. The CCI coaster built here in 1998, 55 miles per hour. Really reminds me a lot of Silver Comet, closer to my home at Niagara Amusement Park, or Ravine Flyer 2 at Waldemere, but it's not Ravine Flyer 2, I'll say that much. It is a great coaster though, definitely loved it. It's better than Silver Comet for sure. It really takes a lot of speed through that first turnaround leading into the second drop, which is probably my favorite part of the ride. And then it goes through these trees, and really it's a double out and back, twisted, very similar to the layout, that figure 8 layout of Saco Twisted Silver Comet. Can't even get it off. I'm a little dehydrated, I will not lie. My first ride was a bit spoiled, and I'm probably, disclaimers aside, but yeah, the guy in front of me in the train was just not enjoyable. I was in the line hoping that I wouldn't end up with him in front of me in the train, and sure enough, I'll leave it at that. And if you know who Chris Sky is in Toronto, well, that's who this guy was. So yeah, it was a little bit rough for that. So then I went right back around and I got back on and did another ride. Exceptional ride in the back seat. We had some friendly chats with people actually in the station before heading out. It's a very friendly park, don't get me wrong. It's just a couple of characters in here for sure. Yeah, other than that, great ride. Definitely enjoyed that low to the ground airtime hill after the third drop as well. The train definitely loses some speed going through the course once it gets towards the brake run, unfortunately. But it's got a PTC train, so you really can't complain about that. That is really what you want from a wood coaster. I also enjoyed the little shed mid-course that had like all the wood for the retracking work that they've been doing on this ride. They're definitely putting some TLC into it, and it's running way smoother than most wood coasters that I encounter, including earlier today where I had a rougher ride on a coaster that was a little bit older, but it's fair to say that this is very well maintained. So definitely, if you're ever thinking about it, come down and try. I gotta run, I'm gonna try to capture a couple shots because it's not easy to capture them here in the woods. This is not a terrain coaster, but it's one of the most heavily wooded ones that I've ever encountered. Before we head out of the park, there's one other thing I'd like to try out, and that would be Astrophere. Another dome coming up.
Please sit 2 to 3 people to a seat. There are seatbelts that go around.
Okay, it took almost 15 minutes to get in here, but I think this is worth it.
I was chilling.
You're waiting for our exit.
Why? What did she do with those? Oh, you got the table. The door's open. You're out. Thank you.
Astrophere is all done. That was a bit frustrating as far as the wait, because I was like, oh my god, we've been waiting over 10 minutes and there's only one cycle worth in the line. And then I found out real fast why. That was a very long cycle, and that was a wild and incredible ride. I'm glad that I actually stayed for it, because yeah, the complaint that I had about the other version of that I just experienced at Canopy Lake Park, they didn't have any fog, they didn't have any lasers, it was just strobes. This one, well, you got to see what it looks like inside, and then it takes over. They have projectors on each of the arms of the scrambler that actually throw images onto the roof of the dome, and the theming and everything that was going on during that presentation, I have no idea what that was. I'm just gonna say that it appears that this place has been taken over by Latino aliens, and if that's the case, then yeah, I don't know what to say other than alien drummer. It was wild. There was like some death stuff going on there. It was a pretty wild little setup for what is, you know, a 30-year-old probably attraction. But stellar, definitely don't miss it if you come here. Who wants to miss a drumming alien? The fun is over, we've left. What a interesting visit to Funtown Splashtown. I'd say the only negative was not being able to get on the log flume, and being asked if I filmed on atmosphere on the way out was, you know, less than pleasant, because I clearly didn't. Hundreds of parks I've been to now. As I said, I want to maintain the relationship with these places, so I do not film on the rides unless you are allowed to, which I did ask on the log flume, and I could have shot on there. But then again, I'm a single rider, so I couldn't get on that. So not the full experience of Funtown did I get to experience today. Only 2 rides on Excalibur. I'm actually leaving not based on the interactions, but based on the fact that there's 3 other credits down the road that I want to get in before the winds come in and a crazy storm and a very interesting drive home. However, for now, that is Funtown. Pretty decent park, 4 families. It really only has 1 major ride. It is very comparable, like I said, to Niagara Amusement Park and that chain of parks in the Indiana Beach group, I would say. Very relaxed. I'm not so sure I would be keen on paying a full price admission to this park with only Excalibur behind me. But that being said, it is worth it if you're in the area to get on that and to get on Atmosphere as well. All right, guys, thanks for dropping in. It's Palace Pier is the next destination just down the road. So if you want, join me in that vlog. Thanks for dropping in.